Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
You can configure Outlook to access several different types of email accounts. These may be POP3 or SMTP mail accounts, or accounts on your Exchange server. If you're connecting to an internet email account, you'll need to know the specific POP3 or SMTP server address information and your account name and password. You should contact your network administrator or internet service provider to acquire this information before attempting to configure Outlook email accounts. When you have the necessary information, launch Outlook and you can go to Tools from the menu bar and down to Email Accounts, which launches the Email Accounts dialog box. In the Email section, you can select Add a new email account and then click Next. You have to choose the type of server your new email account will work with. So typically it might be a POP3 mail server, let's say, but you can choose whichever one you need. Also, the screens that would then follow would vary based on which type of email account you are trying to create. However, they'll all prompt you for connection and account information, so just make sure you have that information handy, which once again you can get from your email service provider. So then you would click Next and fill in any questions on the screens. And usually you have to give it this information, which is what you'd get from your server, and then you'd give it your username and password. You can always click a Test Account Settings here also to test it before you set it up. And when you are done, you would just click Finish to create the additional service, which then goes into the current profile. So if you don't need it in the future, or you need to change the configuration, click Tools and go back down to Services or Email Accounts. And here you could choose Change or View Existing Email Accounts and click Next. So you could select the account and you could hit Change to change the information. You could even click More Settings if you needed to change any of the connection information, like how it connects through a LAN or your phone line. You could also delete one if you just don't use it anymore. So if you had an email account and you don't want it, you could click on it and just hit Remove and say Yes. Click Finish when you're done maintaining your email accounts. In the 2000 version of Outlook, when you wanted to add additional email accounts, you went to Tools and down to Services versus Email Accounts. Here it would bring up the different emails that you had set up for that profile. If you wanted to add another service, you clicked the Add button, which would bring up the Add Service to Profile dialog box. And here you'd choose which type of service you were going to configure. So internet email being your typical POP3 account. Then you would click OK, and you would have to configure it in the appropriate dialog box, once again giving it any account information or username that you need. When you were done, you would just click OK, and it would add it into the services. And when you were done, you would click OK there.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.